Hello everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to Corsace Open 2022 and the round of 16. Continuing on, no breaks on this train. The next match we have coming up is going to be Last Chance Saloon for two teams. Next one is going to be KOOKSKOCHEN versus Need 8th Player. Two teams with quite a few tournament professionals, you'd say, but they are fighting for their lives here. I'm going to be bringing it to you. I'm Doomsday. Pleasure to be here. As everyone else, it's more of a pleasure to be with. It's Sad Shiba. Let's go.
Hey.
We finally get the cast together.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How you all doing? I'm looking forward to this match. These two teams, very polarizing skill sets, which is definitely going to be something to be excited for. Because if we see a crazy upset, it will be a crazy upset and potentially could massively cripple one of these teams. But I don't see that. You know, KOOKSKOCHEN, I'm definitely going to say KOOKSKOCHEN at some point. I'm sorry. It's going to happen. But KOOKSKOCHEN, very, very strong hard rock team. Pretty solid double time team as well. Whereas on the other side, we have Need 8th Player with some incredible reading and hidden talent on that team. Very polarizing skill sets, and I'm definitely going to expect, my assumption is that there's going to be a lot of back and forths in this match, constant pick wins until towards the very end where, you know, someone's going to have to improvise and clutch up particularly. But I'm pretty excited for this match. Both teams are fighting for their lives, so this is definitely a pretty high stakes for these teams, and the seeding's relatively close, so, you know, evenly matched. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, on the left side there, the primarily German team, they've got the speed players, they've got great stamina players. You're looking at players like FX, absolute beasts when it comes to that No Mod 5 stamina, the raw DT speed. And as a team, they've been solid. They were solid last week when they played against 14 UTC, and I think in this match in particular, you mentioned it, Shiba, this is a game where they can really abuse that. And even though, you know, Need 8th Player, you see the players on that team. You've got Yokespie, you've got Freezed, you've got Plasma, Gemsy, the two Lolols, Beast Chinese players. You think, yeah, they've got so much tournament experience. You can see the stats right there. You know, stamina, speed, KOOKSKOCHEN could definitely abuse, especially on a best of 9. They've got to be careful here. This is a very well poised match.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's safe to say we already know what both these teams aim to protect at the very start, and most certainly ban. It's pretty clear that KOOKSKOCHEN not only don't want to give Need 8th Player an opportunity to get that hidden or intense reading map on the board. So that ban phase 1 100% is going to be dedicated to that gimmicky reading stuff that they just don't want to deal with. Once ban phase 2 comes through after the first 4 maps, it's safe to say that is when it's going to get difficult, and that's when some strange strange territories for both of these teams is going to be forced onto them, for sure. That's how I see this.
We'll see how that plays out. I think for the most part, yeah, the early bans and protects are going to be pretty predictable. KOOKSKOCHEN starting out right there with some stamina protection. The No Mod 5 protecting that fast map in No Mod. And you'd really expect them to get straight into that with their first picks, right?
Yeah, for sure. Need 8th Player have got a couple players who are pretty solid on that speed, but overall, the reading capabilities of this team is off the charts. And KOOKSKOCHEN just want to take advantage of that capability and just guarantee themselves a solid map in No Mod 5. Need 8th Player going for the next protect, and honestly, it doesn't surprise me. They're almost certainly going to go for a hidden map. Probably hidden 2, as that's the safest reading option. You've got the Lolas, you've got Yokespie, you've got Gemsy, you've got some great reading players. There's no way they're going to let this through.
Surely it has to be. I mean, there is the No Mod 6, the T Pazolite map, which is also AR8, but this team's full of hidden players. But they are going to be protecting Hidden 3.
Okay, well, it wasn't a hidden. It was one of the hiddens, but definitely it wasn't the hidden I was expecting. There's no chance that KOOKSKOCHEN don't ban Hidden 2. No chance. No chance. I can actually see Hidden 3 being quite viable, especially for someone like Gemsy. I think Gemsy is going to be a player to look out for in these awkward hidden maps. Hidden 1 is definitely going to be one of those maps that he's going to excel on for Need 8th player. And just going to have to wait and see what KOOKSKOCHEN bans here. What is it going to be? They've got so many options.
No Mod 6. I think No Mod 6 would be a decent ban if they're feeling like that Hidden 2 is somewhat viable. It's more aim heavy. Yes, it is going to be No Mod 6 they go for.
No Mod 6 is going to be banned. Reading overlaps, the gist of what they don't want to deal with, along with some pretty rhythmic finger control. They just don't want to mess with that, which is fair. The Hiddens are open, though, which is definitely gonna, be one of those picks that Need 8th player are gonna go for. They're gonna save that Hidden 2 just before ban phase 2, or maybe they'll just pick it straight away. I have no clue. But Need 8th player, second ban. Gonna have to wait and see what it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is one of the double times. Probably double time 2. But obviously the other 2 double times are obviously a viable option as well. And that's it. Double time 2 is banned.
Caught that one. Right off the bat. Oh man, I'm a little bit sad about the song choice though. It's Zune Banger. It's actually one of my favourite songs from them. Straight up.
Good song. Unfortunately, we'll be missing out on it, Dooms. But it's okay. This pool in general has some pretty damn good bangers. One of my favorite songs in this pool is No Mod 4, which actually is something I can see Need 8th player picking. Maybe not their first choice, but an option they could go for. As well as the No Mod 3, they've picked that before. They've played well on that before. I wouldn't be surprised to see them pop up on that too. But until then, we'll have to see the first pick from Need 8th player. I wouldn't be surprised if they either go for the Hidden 2, seeing as it's open, or they'll just go for the guaranteed protection pick early. I honestly, if I was in their situation, I would probably save that Hidden 3, considering that their best maps, their best picks are still available. I would probably see Hidden 3 picked later on after ban phase 2, so that it can take advantage of those maps that are available for them.
I think it's definitely a shout. Definitely a shout. I feel like knowing some of the players on Need 8th player, I feel like they'd be like, oh, what are we going to pick, guys? Oh, let's pick that AR8. I just have a feeling they're just going to want to get straight stuck into that Hidden 2. And the Hidden 3 certainly would be saved if they don't go for it now, right?
That Hidden 2 is screaming to be picked. Screaming.
Oh, yeah. By the way, that Hidden 2. That's my favourite song in the pool. Surely,
of course.
We have to see the Arctic Monkeys. Come on.
We do have to see the Arctic Monkeys. Fun fact, they performed at Reading this year.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I didn't go to Reading this year, but I went last year, and I was gutted that they weren't there. But it's all good.
Damn, it's on my bucket list, to be honest.
Yeah.
Straight up.
There we go. We called it. Hidden 2
Yes.
is going to be the first pick for Need 8th player. Arctic Monkeys. What is the name of this song, Dooms? I forgot the name of it.
It's Brainstorm.
Brainstorm. Brainstorm? Brainstorm.
It's actually, it's not Brainstorm, it's Brainstorm. And the Brian damage difficulty. So shout out to the mapper there, getting creative. We love to see it.
Shout out to Ice Cult.
Oh, yeah.
With the very genius difficulty choice. But looking at Hidden 2, of course, you have those very, typical features of a Hidden 2. AR8, difficult to read sections, odd sliders. But this part has also got some weird kind of low BPM stream sections, some wiggle streams. And although I already mentioned those sliders, the sliders really do hit on this map.
Yeah, it's kind of a wacky one. I mean, straight away, stream-heavy low AR maps bring out the worst in low AR. The lack of density make it really tricky to follow, and the streams in this take a lot of wiggles, a lot of tricky wiggles that can really mess around with low AR hidden players. You can get by on like aim heavy low AR hidden picks, but for streams, you really have to be on point, and those sliders just make the situation so much worse. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's important to note that this isn't AR8 specifically. It's higher than that. It's AR 8.5, so it's not extreme low AR. But
okay.
Still got the same vibe though, for sure. Especially on something this high SR. 6-star low AR is pretty high.
And it still will be difficult to read. It will still be hard to read. Easier, but not easy by any feat. In fact, it'd probably be at a much later stage in the tournament if this was solid AR8. Because I can imagine this being ludicrously hard if you take away that 0.5 AR.
For sure. It'd be semis, finals with AR8 for sure at this SR.
All right, here we go. We're getting into the first map of this series. Arctic Monkeys, Brainstorm, Hidden 2. And we can already see a huge accuracy struggle on the side of KOOKSKOCHEN. See, I did it. FX is struggling, but LOL235, which unfortunately, small break at the start, but it shouldn't be too crazy. And here we go. You can already see those funky sliders. FX breaks again. So does Lukey. So the lead is going to go in favor of Need 8th player. Gemzy, Yolkspy, and Plasma all holding on to that full combo, whereas Willie is the only one holding on. Unless it seems to fall apart already. This early lead from Need 8th player is going to be pretty huge. Gemzy does go down, so that's from 3 FCs to 2 now. But that shouldn't be too valuable, as we are seeing multiple misses from the side of KOOKSKOCHEN. Lukey breaking once again.
It's a tricky one here for KOOKSKOCHEN. Hidden is definitely their weakest skill set as a team. Willie, very solid reading player, but he ain't going to be able to do it alone when you got a lineup like this. Yokes and Plasma are going to be right at home on this, on Hidden.
Yeah, I could totally agree. FX has got a decent recovery, but that's not going to do enough work against these two FCs. Willie is still holding, but that accuracy isn't doing him any favors, but he goes down. FX is now the only top combo, but it's nowhere near enough in comparison to Yolkspy. Plasma does go down as well, but it does not matter, as Gemzy has recovered with a solid 450 combo to back up that S2 from Yolkspy. The score lead is still going incredibly far, about 300,000 score difference.
The combo gaming is in full effect here. This map is so hard to ACK, and we're seeing even well-seasoned AR8 players struggle on the ACK. Yoke's down to 93, but he still hasn't missed. But FX, speed player, really flexing here.
Yolkspy with a massive blunder on that long stream. That may be a huge tank to his accuracy, but that combo has definitely done his team a lot of favors. Plasma, every single person in the lobby except for FX is holding on to that combo. And although the lead is big, FX breaks that one small chance that KOOKSKOCHEN might have had to potentially bring a small comeback. Isn't going to happen. Need 8th player surely are going to secure this map on Hidden 2. Solid performance from Yolkspy, and FX tried his best to come back, but it did not happen.
Yeah, it's the team performance, man. You could have called this one. KOOKSKOCHEN, a couple players that really aren't feeling comfortable on this, but Willie and FX making a fist of it. But this one was, let's be honest, this one was always going to go to this cracked reading team, and they've taken it.
Good first point on the board for Need 8th player. They've got that Hidden 2 point out of the way, and now it's KOOKSKOCHEN's turn to answer back. Most likely, they're either going to instantly pick that normal 5, or maybe go for a double time 2 if they're fancying the speed.
Or double time 3, yeah. That one is still open.
Oh yeah, sorry, double time 2 is banned. Sorry, double time 3.
I mean, any of the DTs would be good for this team, because Need 8th player do not like that speed, regardless of what form it takes. Even the DT1, you know, the aim-heavy one, has quite a few bursts in it. So they have a few choices here. And it's really, I think, what their strategy is going to be pinned on, to make these speed maps count.
And I have to wait and see what KOOKSKOCHEN are going for. As you mentioned before, Doomsday, those options are quite varied. But are they going to whip out that No Mod 5 straight away? Or are they going to get as many as they can before that second ban phase? This format definitely does make a big impact on how you decide your order of your maps. And whether you want to save the protection, whip out the protection straight away. It definitely makes an impact knowing that that second ban phase is looming over you, and that map that you may have not used in that first phase is thrown off. And there we go. No Mod 5 is going to be instantly popped on the side of KOOKSKOCHEN. The speed that they've always wanted, and the map that they're going to go for here.
They're going to keep it simple. I don't blame them here. And like I say, everything makes sense. They've got the players to do really well on maps like this, and the DT3, the DT1, whereas Need8's player are going to be scrambling to get their players warmed up for something like this. I think they'll almost certainly need someone to fill. I don't think they have a comfortable 4 for speed, unless they've been preparing beforehand. It should be a really good pick here for the German team. We'll see. I mean, you can combo game, and 8th player have some players that can run away with combo by hook or by crook on maps like this. But this is super stamina heavy. It's hard to get away with it if you really struggle on the stamina.
Yeah, this map is very relentless with the constant 230 BPM bursts, 235 BPM bursts, sorry. Constantly taking a toll on your stamina, and late game can really hit you if you're still holding onto that combo. The pressure, the nerves, and the stamina can really get to you. So Need8's player are going to be definitely struggling on this. But you never know, an upset could happen, someone could pop off, someone could combo game, someone could do something, someone could choke. We'll never wait and see. That's what you always get with these pick maps, is that you know who's favored, you know who's going to win, but there's always that one chance that something falls apart. And knowing this map, it's pretty relentless, it's pretty savage, and a pretty good song. Not by Undead Corporation, by Clockworks Tracer, Behind the Wall of Apathy, name of the song. 2 minutes and 16 seconds, but don't let that deceive you. It is a bit of a shorter map, but it is still relentless. Here we go. We're going into No Mod 5.
Yeah, right off the bat, I'm looking at players like FX, who's known for this sort of map. Willie as well, really impressive last week, doing really well on his team for these speedy picks. But really, as a team, it looks really good last week.
Yeah, we can already see that start coming through. No breaks from anybody just yet, but that noticeable accuracy difference is definitely taking the toll on Need8's player. That 90% onto Plasma is not helping at all. The score lead is in favor of KOOKSKOCHEN so far, but no breaks. Oh wait, no, there has been a break. Amacetic has broke.
We're holding Act though, so I guess it was just a bit of a slip at the start.
Oh, but Luki... Oh my goodness, a triple break on the side of KOOKSKOCHEN! That is not good! Need8's player now have the advantage. Willie's the only player now holding onto combo. Amacetic has got a decent recovery, and Plasma and Freeze are going strong. Gemzy did break as well, but he's still recovering decently well. This disaster that we mentioned earlier has actually kind of come true. We're already halfway through the map. And Willie's the only one now with a good combo, and FX and Tabson haven't recovered. Luki has, but the score advantage is in favor of Need8's player.
Yeah, Plasma is combo gaming, 93%, still hasn't missed.
Oh, look at that shake!
Freeze, sorry, they're one big speed guy doing the work here.
Look at that shake on Plasma. He is doing absolute work for his team. And we have seen a semi-decent recovery on the side of KOOKSKOCHEN, but that doesn't really matter. We'd have to see a huge catastrophe from the side of the 8 player. Plasma, Freeze, and Amacetic all going to break if they want to lose this, but doesn't seem it's going to happen. The map is almost over. Amacetic, not only with most likely an FC, but impeccable accuracy of a 99.5. Definitely one of the core reasons carrying his team, but Plasma and Freeze also not backing down. Fantastic performance from Need8's player, who will get this breakpoint on No Mod 5.
No FC for Willie, but he had a really good run, doing so much for his team, but they just weren't there on this one. It's going to go to the 8th player. A big steal, and Freezed, he wasn't there last week, and I think they really missed him. He's here now, and what a score to make his entrance with.
3 S ranks for need 8th player. Not something that you would expect from a team who are mostly known for incredible reading players. You do not expect that, but yet again, we have been pleasantly surprised. Fantastic team score of 3.2 million.
Yeah, they're looking really good on that stuff. I mean, I guess the addition of that, the returning Freeze, and all of a sudden they have a 4 for speed. That changes things quite a lot, Shiva.
Someone has done their practice.
Yeah, the lack of 4th really hurt them last week, but now they're looking much better on speed because they've got a decent roster for it. But dude, shout outs to Plasma. Nice combo game, man. That was a great FC too. Holding on for dear life, but working out in the end.
And now KOOKSKOCHEN are in a very, very dire situation right now. That one map that they've protected, their protected map, has been lost. And honestly, I can't lie to you, that 3-way miss definitely threw a big wrench in the works, potentially for the mental as well. As they seemed incredibly solid, and unfortunately that triple miss got in the way, and it messed them up, and need 8th player took advantage and got that win. But Hidden 1 is going to be what's picked next for need 8th player, something that you definitely expected. Gemzy is going to pop off on this.
Dude, why is this hidden pool just full of tunes, man? First you have Arctic Monkeys, now I've got some Tiny Temple. Yo, shout out to the poolers. Let's go. You know what though, I totally agree. Gemzy is going to be licking his lips at that one. The hidden aim player, one of the best hidden aim players in the UK, if not the world. Alongside the lineup that they have, this is another really strong pick. And it's also awkward aim as well. It's not just meta jumps or, spacing. Spacing in this is particularly technical and tricky. And it suits those players down to a T.
Pretty aim intensive, very, very awkward, non-stop awkward jumps. Something that will definitely feel good in the 8th player's hands. I'm just looking forward to seeing what crazy scores this team can pull. KOOKSKOCHEN have to try something because, it's not a good start when you lose your protected map, let alone a map that you've picked.
Well, to be fair, they definitely still looked alright on it, but the consistency really hit them there on that No Mod 5. I think they'll still be hoping for good chances on the other speed maps coming up. And they could also dig into some of that hard rock as well, which could also be a decent pick in this matchup.
Yeah.
But when it comes to these hidden picks, it really is a case of hoping and praying, because KOOKSKOCHEN have not liked hidden, and this is going to be no better than that last hidden that we saw, really. But you never know. This is higher AR. It's a comfortable AR to read for the most part.
But this map is long, 3 minutes and 54 seconds. Aside from Tiebreaker, this is the longest map in the pool. And so those jumps will not stop going, which should definitely take a toll in the long run. But so far, here we go. Willie with a very early break. Same goes for Burger Fox, who is LOL234. I thought I'd mention this isn't their main IGNs. Both the LOLs. LOL234 is Burger Fox and 235 is Genshin Phobia.
Yeah, because there's a few. There's a whole crew of them.
Yeah.
All very good Chinese tournament players.
Looking into the start of this map, we do see a combo advantage on the side of need 8th player. One very early break from Burger Fox isn't going to really hinder that much. The combo's practically the same, just a 60 combo difference. Tabson is going to be a big break, and so goes Willie. Not something that you want. Plasma does trade one of them, but FX breaks as well. One step forward, 2 steps back for KOOKSKOCHEN. BurgerFox does go down, but it is 2 FCs against 1. We're about a third of the way through this map. Yolks Pie and Gentrophobia are going crazy. Gentrophobia with an SS. Never mind, he breaks.
Not anymore. He was going for an SS.
Oh, hold on. A break from Plasma and Yolks Pie. That's not good. Now the combo advantage is on the side of KOOKSKOCHEN.
It's very even.
Yeah, they've still got a solid amount of time to potentially come back from this, but I highly doubt it. A Need 8th player are very consistent. They're definitely going to recover well. Someone has got to hold on with the side of KOOKSKOCHEN. Willie breaks. FX is now the only one left with a acceptable combo, you could say, that could get them up there, but it's taken back by BurgerFox. Yolks Pie and Plasma have recovered well. Gentrophobia breaks, but nothing too serious. Plasma goes down. But what matters here is BurgerFox holds. Gentrophobia breaks again, but I don't think it'll work. FX breaks. That big combo for KOOKSKOCHEN's now gone. It honestly looks like Need 8th player have got it in the bag. I don't really see anything else happening. We're seeing a lot of breaks from both teams, fairly, but the recovery from Need 8th player is noticeable. The score lead is going up. About a 300,000 score difference. 3/4 of the way through this map. Plasma and Yolks Pie do break. A lot more players are breaking now, but BurgerFox is still going up to that 600 combo.
We're seeing even like these really good hidden players. Once again, they're getting taken down by this map. I wouldn't say there was too much in this, but some of the individuals, particularly looking at like Lolo at the start there, 235, Gentrophobia, and also BurgerFox at the end here, making a big difference, looking more comfortable than everyone else in the room. And they're both on the same team, and what happens then?
Yeah, you get a pretty damn good duo for maps like these. Unfortunately, BurgerFox is going to break, but I don't think that's going to matter. Flair and Willie are trying to do something, but that 400,000 score difference is too strong for them, and the map is already over. They don't have enough time. Need 8th player are going to get this point on Hidden 1.
Yeah, another good choice. Not as decisive as the last Hidden, but I think throughout they always had the higher amount of comfort on something like this. A really solid team score overall, but definitely got to highlight the 2 Lolols there for particularly impressive performances at the start and at the end as well, each.
KOOKSKOCHEN tried. They had a few small shines of greatness in Flair and Willie, but it just wasn't enough. Definitely was not enough. Hidden 1 is victorious on the side of Need 8th player, and KOOKSKOCHEN have to try and answer. It's 3-0 up. Need 8th player. They've got to do something.
The final pick before the ban phase. And, well, do you stick with your guns? Get stuck into some more speed? Maybe that DT3, which is the high speed map in the pool.
I honestly think
DT1, some aim.
I think DT1 could be an option here. They've seen they've seen how good Need 8th player have done on No Mod 5, and I guess the closest elements of speed you've got on this pool, aside from Double Time 2, is Double Time 3. It's a bit more aim-oriented in comparison to Double Time 2, but still has that very high BPM burst here and there. And KOOKSKOCHEN may be alright with letting that go, and maybe going for the Double Time 1. I wouldn't be surprised to see that.
I think so too. I think so too. I mean, out of the maps we've seen so far, we haven't seen any just raw mechanics other than that hidden, of course, like raw aim mechanics, I should say. So something like DT1 is definitely the map that would suit them there the most, but No Mod 1 could also be a left field pick that they could think about, but really, in this matchup in particular, DT1 I think would work excellent, but they're not going there.
Oh, they're going to make use of that Hard Rock skill that you mentioned before, Doomsday. Hard Rock 2 is what's picked next.
Pulling that one out of the bag. That's the plan B, really. But they did look pretty good on the Hard Rock picks last week. I believe that's where they won their point in their 5-1 against 14 UTC. So if Lightning can strike twice here, that'll be really useful, if not required. I don't know if they can really afford to go 4-0 up in a matchup like this. 4-0 down, rather.
Yeah, Hard Rock 2, 3 minutes and 40 seconds long, 6.5 circle size with Hard Rock. Of course, your precision. We'll have to see, but on paper, this is definitely something that a map like KOOKSKOCHEN can win on. But we've seen Need 8th player win on No Mod 5, which is definitely the upset that we did not expect. So you never know, something crazy might happen again that gives Need 8th player that 4th point. But if you're a KOOKSKOCHEN fan, you're praying on this map.
I think this pick is in line with some of the other strengths that this team have, though. This Hard Rock 2, you know, this small circle size map is more of an aim map. More raw mechanics than maybe last week's was. This is kind of like, you know, more like a Hard Rock 1, except with that small CS. Lots of aim, lots of, you know, short bursts and things. That comfy feeling style.
I do agree. It is basically a higher CS kind of Hard Rock 1. The anime song also backs that statement up.
Yeah. That's like a bingo card right there.
Yeah.
So you know what? I think this is a pretty good choice. And if it works out, they go into that next ban phase and they come out with either of those DT picks, which they'll come back with at least one. They can use that to try and get back into this game. So they do have a route. It all banks on whether this mechanics pick works. Need 8th player have some very solid, you know, higher AR mechanics players as well, although their strengths do lie in hidden. You'd think players like Freezed, Gemsy should be okay on this, even though knowing Gemsy, he's like, nah, I don't want to play Hard Rock. And then he plays in FCs anyway. That tends to be what happens. Never mind,
is that guy.
Yeah, okay, he's that guy.
We don't see Gemsy on this lineup, so you may have been right. We do see BurgerFox and Gentrophobia both playing on this. Freezed and Yolks Pie joining them. And on the side of KOOKSKOCHEN, Lukey, FX, Willie, and Tabson. A win on this map would be extremely valuable and probably give them the confidence that they really need to maybe make a comeback on this. We see an early break from Freezed, but aside from that, everyone's playing pretty solid. Actually, never mind. Gentrophobia and FX do both break, but still in favor of KOOKSKOCHEN.
Yeah, strong start here for the team on the left. I say Yolks and Lol234 with the FCs. Yolks might not be a Hard Rock player, but he's really good at just combo gaming stuff like this.
Okay. Gentrophobia does break, and FX did also break before, but again, those aren't the combos that are really, really valuable. 3 FCs on the side of KOOKSKOCHEN, extremely important to maintain. Freeze has got a phenomenal recovery combo. Practically what? 100 combo difference? Less than that even. Very, very valuable.
That's a blip from him for sure. He'll be looking at this as a strong map for him. He should recover well.
FX goes down again. He isn't seeming to maintain a combo. Breaking once again. Gentrophobia hasn't broken, so the recovery combo is on the side of Need 8th player. And Tabson goes down. That's a very valuable score that's been cut in half. Not something that you want if you're a fan of KOOKSKOCHEN. Need 8th player now have, for definite, the combo advantage. Someone has to break on this team if KOOKSKOCHEN needs to keep that chance. Willie! Oh, I was going to say Willie had great accuracy, but Lukey just makes that chance even smaller. Tragic miss. And we're going into this next HI. It's not going to get any easier. Yolks Pie and BurgerFox are still holding strong. Freeze goes down. Tabson goes down. Traded. The score flip does come in favor of Need 8th player now. 2/3 into this map. And something has to happen. Lukey goes down again. FX has recovered with about 400 combo in the bag. And Yolks Pie goes down as well. Okay, an opportunity has been seen. BurgerFox and Gentrophobia have got that good combo.
Yeah, it's still with him, just about not anymore. There goes 234, he's gone. FC's down here for 8th player. It's just Willie.
Willie is still going with that 1000 combo, tabs and breaks, and so does Lukey, but FX has that 580 combo in the bag. The combo advantage is in favor of KOOKSKOCHEN, and the score is incredibly close. We're about 3/4 of the way through this map. These guys have to hold. Willie and FX have got to hold. Genshin has that combo that could still keep one of them at bay, but it's not going to be enough.
You see at the break, this is tense now. The ending has some bursts they got to be aware of, so here we go.
Lukey goes down again. Willie's gone down. That's a FC gone. And that score lead is going to stay just a little longer for the 8th player. FX is trying, but Genshin is keeping him at bay. There's nothing that KOOKSKOCHEN can do. That one break from Willie is a catastrophe. So unfortunate. Honestly, Willie was doing so incredibly well. Honestly, that is a gutting miss to have if you are KOOKSKOCHEN. And need 8th player, from what seemed like a disaster, suddenly came back and managed to get that Hard Rock 2 point. And honestly, what do you say about this after? What do you say? Great performance from Willie, but what else do you do?
Well, they got to keep their heads up. That is a gutting point to lose. That's the best word for it. Man, Willie, man, he had his team on his back then, but just came a bit short, but a great attempt. Nice recovery here from the 8th player, particularly Genshin. Great ending when he really needed to hold through that final section. And they're in a peachy place right now going into the next bans.
Yeah, I agree. Need 8th player guaranteed that tiebreaker and are at match point. They've got so many options to go for to just secure themselves that final point. And KOOKSKOCHEN backs against the wall now. The second ban phase does go through, but really, is one ban against need 8th player going to be enough?
Sure. I mean, of course, the next pick is going to be going to 8th player once we're done banning here, but either way, KOOKSKOCHEN still have at least one more DT they could get stuck into. They could always try Hard Rock again, because looking at that is definitely a vulnerability, you think. Even some of the Hard Rock players on 8th player having some consistency issues.
I honestly think that Hard Rock 2 was such a tragic loss for KOOKSKOCHEN. I think they really did have it. But those one or two small breaks, one small mistake can make a massive ripple. And honestly, that just happened. I honestly think KOOKSKOCHEN really did have that, but it was just an unlucky scenario. I think they still should be confident in that Hard Rock capability, because need 8th player did show a crack in that on that map.
Yeah, that's something to ponder once they've got these bans here. But in the meantime, need 8th player going to start out with those bans, and well, now do they ban a Hard Rock or do they just stick with banning the speed? I'd stick with the speed personally, because I think that's their biggest weakness in general, although they looked pretty good on the speed earlier.
Yeah, you were correct.
It's gone.
Double time 3 has been banned. Oh boy. 257 BPM, AR 9.9. They're glad that one's gone. That's one other potential comeback that KOOKSKOCHEN haven't got. But what are they going to ban? My guess, they're going to ban free mod 3, and there it is. 3 mod 3 has been banned. The anti-mod free mod in this pool. It's either going to be precision or it's going to be reading, and neither player are going to go for that reading. So you just want to get that out of the way.
No AR rate allowed.
All right, so need 8th player going for that next pick. They're in a very, very comfortable position. They've got loads of options to go for. They've still got Hidden 3 that they've saved up from the protection, and that's what they're going to go for. Hidden 3. Hate Killer.
I'm going to go straight for the jugular here. Straight for the jugular. The pick they saved up. The last hidden, and the first 2 hiddens worked so well. Why not try it again?
They really want to deliver that big final blow to seal the coffin.
Hey.
Hidden 3 is no slouch. Still a bit of awkward aim here and there. Something that players like Gemsy and YolksPie can benefit from.
Hey Shiba, do you believe in miracles? That KOOKSKOCHEN could steal this one?
Honestly,
is it written in the stars?
if it is written in the stars, I can't see it because it's very sunny right now. But if it is, man, I hope so. This is KOOKSKOCHEN. Its only chance now. Final chance. Backs against the wall.
It's flow aim, essentially. 160 BPM flow aim style. This map, to me, is quite comparable to like the sort of alt star map you'd find in No Mod, like a No Mod 3, but very flow aim heavy and on hidden. That's sort of what I got from this.
Hidden's just that big stamp on the map that makes everything more difficult in it.
Yeah, and it also focuses in the sort of players that would want to pick it. Because you got to pick the technical sort of players and also those hidden mains. And well, I can think of a team that suits. The name escapes me though. Oh wait, they're right here. Yokes, Plasma, Gemsy. I mean, yeah, even Gemsy on this. He might not be known for that technical style, but he should be right at home here. And they have plenty of talent to call on.
Yeah, there we go. Plasma, Gemsy, Yokes, Pi, and Genshin Phobia on the side of Need 8th player. Definitely the roster you'd expect from this map. And we see the first appearance here from Diyun for KOOKSKOCHEN. Not a good start for KOOKSKOCHEN though, and that beginning little pattern here, all four players are broken.
Yokes.
It's just Yokes. Everyone's broken actually, you're right, it is just Yokes. Early blunders here and there. It is what it is.
It starts
It's
hard.
not over yet.
Intro comes out of nowhere on this. Not too surprised everyone broke.
Oh, Diyun and Willie both choke on that little stream section. Understandably, a little awkward and wiggly. Not something that they're too comfortable with. That's 2 breaks for KOOKSKOCHEN. Efix and Luki are trying to recover. Diyun breaks once again, but Need 8th player. How long does he have to swiftly recover? Yokes Pie does go down, and so does Genshin Phobia. But I don't think that really matters. Oh, that's a four-way miss on the side of KOOKSKOCHEN. Merely traded by 1 on the side of Need 8th player by Genshin Phobia. But Plasma and Gemsy are still going with that FC with a very comfortable lead. Well over double the score at the moment.
It's the UK connection. And the slow bit as well, so relatively free for a little bit. I say that. No, it's not free. This pot's like really hard, guys. As Gemsy breaks. Still Plasma though.
Yeah, Plasma still does have that big combo. And even so, Yokespy has recovered with the highest combo against KOOKSKOCHEN. Plasma does go down, but Yokespy is still keeping Diyun at bay. He's managed to get a recovery combo, but everyone from KOOKSKOCHEN keeps on breaking. Willie and Luki breaking again. FX is struggling to get that 100, and Diyun goes down. Yokespy now in the driver's seat to give this score lead even further extended in his team's favor. Plasma and Gemsy are recovering decently well. Same with Burger Fox. Oh, sorry, not Burger Fox. Sorry, Genshin Phobia. Gemsy breaks again. Willie, FX, Luki, and Diyun. Everyone is breaking now, except for Yokespy and Plasma, who are still going. And this section is absolutely brutal. If it couldn't get any more difficult now. Yokespy hits it though, actually. Yokespy hits it, and he's still going. And that map is over. XD says Yokespy at the final notes. Need 8th player with a solid 5-0 sweep against KOOKSKOCHEN will advance to the losers bracket. KOOKSKOCHEN, unfortunately, this is the end of their Corsace Open journey. GG, well played.
That's a flex at the end from Yokes. Flexing on that hidden. The hidden man does it again. And yep, they are going through. Really strong performance. Really solid. There was that threat of KOOKSKOCHEN's speed, and he definitely made that close on that Hard Rock pick, really trying to make good use of that, but the addition of Freezed back into the roster, who wasn't here last week, made such a big difference on those maps that they were weaker on, and now they look much more well-rounded. Really solid win there.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. Very solid play. They pulled some pretty funky upset, especially on that No Mod. Oh, excuse me. Especially on that No Mod 5. Freezed and Plasma really, really made a difference on that No Mod 5.
Yeah, Freeze with that ridiculous play, that 99% of that No Mod 5. First map in the bracket stage for him and making it count. And, as they move on through the later rounds, that's going to be so important. But quick word for KOOKSKOCHEN, who are heading out at this stage, making it through the qualifiers, but sadly this is where it ends. But a pleasure to cast you. I casted both of your matches. It's a lot of fun watching, so thanks again for playing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.